Welcome back, differential equation students. So on the last video, I stopped right here, and I said I kind of wanted you to try to solve it on your own. Remember that how you do this here is you're just lining stuff up, right? We're just coefficient matching. These are the constants, and there's no constant over here, so I know it's C naught plus 2C2. That has to equal 0. Again, this one here has an x. There's no x's sitting over here. So I also know that 2c sub 1 plus 6c sub 3 should equal 0. And finally, I know this whole jazz here, there's no x to the k sitting over here. So I know this is also going to have to equal out to 0. And I don't want to have to write this a bunch of times, so I think I'm going to divide it as I go here. So this would be c sub k plus 2 equals, well, I'd move this stuff across, right? And I think maybe this will make sense to make k squared minus k plus 1. These cancel out. So then I have when I drag it across, a negative k squared plus 1 times my c sub k divided by, well, again, I can multiply this out pretty easily. That's just k squared plus 3k plus 2. I have this one solved. This one over here, you always want to solve the bigger one in terms of the other, or the smaller one. So this is negative 1/2 c naught. This one here, we would have c sub 3 equals, well, drag that across, divide, I'd get negative 1/3 c1. Okay, so when I have these written out, again, you want to have them all, the bigger, made up of the smallers. And after this, you just need to go through and we need to calculate the k values, right? So we start at k equals 2 because if you remember, back up here, I don't need to go too high up, this part right here, k starts at 2. So then that would be c sub 4 for this one right here, right? A c sub 4, and that would equal, well, plug in 2, that's 4, that's a 5, it's a negative 5, c sub 2 divided by, well, this would be, what, a 4 plus 6 plus 2, so that's 12. And now I know that that's negative 5/12 times, well, c sub 2 is negative 1/2 c naught, so I know that that's equal to positive 5/24 c naught. Okay, and I think you can plug in the rest of them. I want to go until k equals 5. So go ahead and do those ones. Next time, pause the video now because here in a second, I'm going to pause my video and then I'm going to jump straight to the k equals 5 part. So now that we have k 2 through 5 here, it's important that you realize that this c sub 7, remember at the start that we assumed that the answer was c sub n x to the n, which means this term here correlates to x to the 7th. This one is x to the 6th, this one's x to the 5th, x to the 4th, right? So on. And now the other ones, oh, this one would be x to the 3rd, and this one's x squared. So I don't have an x or an x to the 0. But that's simple enough because here when I go to write the solution, right, that's c sub 0. We always assume, oh, that's just a 1 then now. Now it's, the next thing I would have is, oh, okay, c sub 0 makes up this squared. Oh, so it's c, or it's negative 1/2 x squared. Then after that, the next one I have is the 4th, right, because it's right here. So that's plus 5/24 x to the 4th, and then I have minus 17 1/44 x to the 6th plus something plus c sub 1. Now this one starts off as x to the 1st, so we don't have a power with that one. Then it's, well, what's the next c sub 1? That's this 1/3, right? This one over here, this negative 1/3. So it's negative 1/3 x to the 3rd. Then I would have plus 1/6 x to the 5th minus 25 216ths x to the 7th plus so on. And there is our solution.